afternoon. My name is Tokiwa Smith. I am the Community and Business Engagement Coordinator for the Institute for STEM Education. What we do, we're in the College of Science, and we host the Cradle to Career initiatives for STEM education. And so my role on campus is to help with student retention programs, so events and things like this to help you matriculate through college and think about what you're going to do after graduation. So one of the things that I'm going to talk about today is how to build and maintain your professional network. So I'm going to start with the question, what do you think is the major difference between your personal network and your professional network?
How you promote yourself or display yourself, or I don't know exactly how to say it, but you put yourself in a different context.
So you act different around your personal network than your professional network, okay? Any other differences? What can be the same about them? Can they be intertwined sometimes?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give
Like
an
I know
example when there is intertwined.
For me, I'm in a job, and then also I see them a lot on campus, so we can hang out and talk about the job that we just came from. So that's how you can share them.
So do you interact with your personal network and your professional network in different places?
For me, no.
No. Can you?
Yeah, you can.
You can. What are some of the places you would hang with your personal network that you may not with your professional network?
A club.
A club? Yes. Okay, another place where you may go with your personal network but not your professional. Maybe the movies. Maybe a road trip. Maybe not, depending on where you go. So the thing that I really want to say is like the difference between your personal is sometimes they're intertwined, but your personal is really your social relationships, where your professional network normally has more of a purpose. Sometimes they can be your friends, sometimes they're not your friends. So that's what we're going to talk about, how to build and maintain it and how that important that is. So we're going to go over these 4 major points and have 2, maybe 3 exercises. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the importance of a professional network. Why is it important? Who is in your professional network? Excuse me. How do you build one and how do you maintain it? So when you leave here, everybody's going to leave with a network plan. So we're going to think about how we're going to expand and build our network. Okay, that's going to be our takeaway. So have you ever heard the saying, it's not who you know, but not what you know, but who you know? Well, my mentor has adapted that quote to say, it's not just about who you know, but who knows you. And so when you are building and maintaining your professional network, it's not just about collecting cards and knowing people, but it's about people knowing you. So it's a two-way street relationship. So think about your professors, right? How many of your professors do you spend time with them outside of the class, like go to their office hours? If you go to your office hours, that's one of the ways that they can know you a little better, right? Because some of your classes are so big, they may know you, but they may not really know you enough to write a recommendation letter. Is those times outside of class. So creating those experiences where the professional network is two-way, the relationship is two-way. You know them and they know you. So there are 2 main reasons why it's important. One, to learn about professional opportunities. So now at your age, jobs and internships, when you get older, jobs, advancement within your career. So people in your network, if you're not talking to anyone or build a relationship, you may not be able to navigate your career or find the opportunities. How many of you ever applied for a job online or in person and never heard anything again? That happens a lot, right? But when you have people in your network, you can tap and say, hey, I'm applying for this job. Do you know the company? Anybody in that company? So that's where your network helps. Or sometimes companies will post positions that they don't even make public, but people internally know. Or sometimes, have you ever heard somebody say they advertise that they already know who they want to have in the position? That usually comes from somebody tapping their professional network to get the position filled and have them send their resume in. And career advancement. So sometimes career advancement is a little more than just getting a job. Have you heard of, like, your science, who's science majors?
Kinesiology and psychology.
Okay. Well, there are things that you have to do within your career to make it advance. So like right now, you're doing workshops. When you get on the workforce, you'll have to do professional development courses. There'll be things that you need to do your job, information to do your job, that people can help you with. For example, having a good network. We have events here. When I collect cards and talk to people, I say, hey, we have events for students, you want to come? And sending that type of information. Because for some people, like in that case, as employers, they get evaluated if they have outreach. Or say, for example, if you work in a plant, a lot of manufacturers have this course called Six Sigma training. Those are things that your network can help you get through the course, because now you're just doing your classwork and it's busy, right, with your part-time jobs. So can you imagine you're working full-time in a corporation, you have kids, or you just have a life because you just can't be all work and no play, right? Having somebody in your network that may have taken that course already can tell you where to take it, help you get through it. So those are the things that are really, really important in building your network. It's about jobs and it's about managing your career, knowing what things you can do, what things you can't do. Have you ever been stuck like in a problem, like, I don't know how to deal with this professor, and to call somebody? Yes? No? Not really? Well, your network can help you through life situations, good or bad, celebrate it. Have you ever got an A and was excited? Okay, your network can help you with that as well. So we're going to go on who's in your network, and we're going to do a quick exercise with this. So there are 4 major types of people in your network. Your colleagues and peers. So those are the people that are on the same level or similar level. So even if they're like a step or 2 above or a couple of years older, they're still not in a supervisory or authority role over you. The next one is your professors or supervisor. So those are the people that give you work, and they are responsible for you. They give you grades, they evaluate you on your job performance. Those are the next set of people. Then, mentors and sponsors. So mentors and sponsors are people that navigate you through your career, through school. They may or may not be responsible for you. For example, I have a mentor who I've never worked for, but he's helped me through my career. And in corporations, they have sponsors sometimes, because those are the type of people that help you get promotions. So your professors, and mentors and sponsors and supervisors are people that are ahead of the game of you. And they do things, whether giving you a work or evaluate, that help you progress throughout your career. Then we have proteges. So there's another mentor that has this quote that you've never been too old to be mentored and never too young to be mentored. So a mentor. So there are some people that are younger than you. How many of you have younger siblings or younger cousins? Do they ask you for advice sometimes? Well, proteges, I think everyone should have a protege, because it's your way to give back. So even if it's just helping somebody tutor, helping an underclassman, helping a high school student, those are people that you help. So what we're going to do, what I call is a network dump. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do you praying quick. Name as many people as you can, professors, parents, for about, just list as many names as you can, right, of people in your life, whoever comes to your mind, and then list what category each person is. And so for 90 seconds, you're going to write as many names as you think of. Just write whomever comes to your head, and then put if they're your colleague or peer, if they're your mentor or professor, if they're your supervisor, or if they're a protege, someone younger. So when you look at the list of people who you thought about, is your list balanced? Do you have mentors, colleagues, supervisors? Do you have more of some than others? Your list is balanced?
Oh, no, I have more of something than others.
Okay. Is your list balanced?
Actually, they're all the same.
They're all the same. Okay, so it's not balanced. Is your list balanced?
No.
No. Okay, so the reason why we did this, and you can do it again later, your network may, if it's all the one, you need a lot of networking. You need to go to a lot of networking. But you want to make sure, like, your network doesn't necessarily have to have proteges. And if you're not working anywhere, you may not have a supervisor. But as you make your targeted efforts to network and meet people, then you have to know, like, if my list has too many colleagues, that means I don't have anyone in my network to, like, pull me up, right, or help me advance. So then you have to think about, well, how am I going to meet people that can help me advance in my classes or career and achieve my goals? So doing that, like brain dump, can help you plan who you can meet and who you need to add to your network, okay? When you build your network, there are a couple of things that you have to think about. Be intentional. So what I mean is, think about who you want to meet, why do you want to add people to your professional network, and where you're going to meet. So, because you only have so much time, right? So you cannot spend all your free time networking. You have to do homework, you have to sleep, you have to hang out, you have to eat. And so when you devote your time to adding to your network and maintaining to your network, you want to be intentional about who you want to meet and how you're going to spend your time. Meet people, because your network can't grow if you don't meet people, right? So that means you have to get out and interact with people in different settings, including social media, the right people. Stay in contact. So how many of you all have cards of people or numbers in your phone and you're like, who is that? Stay in contact with people that you meet. The good thing about you all now, and in this age that we're in, you can do social media and text. So if you have somebody and you're like, okay, I may not hang out with them, you connect with them on LinkedIn or Twitter, or I don't think Snapchat is a good platform professionally, but LinkedIn or Twitter, and stay connected. And then think mutual benefit. I know sometimes it's easy to say, I need to meet that person that can find me a job. And you don't always think that you can benefit people, especially people that are in authority like mentors, but you can. And then build and maintain your reputation. So how many of you have met somebody for the first time, but you had heard something about them before that was good or bad? How many have you met somebody and they said they had heard about you before they met you? Well, the good thing is that ever happens, you want people to say good things about you and not bad things. So making sure you build that reputation with people, okay? Be intentional. The first thing is know who you want to meet. I have this film I want to make, right? It's just random, one of my things I want to do when I'm ready to do it. So in order to make the film, I need to find some funder who funds documentary films, right? So if I'm intentional about that, I have to think about, how do I meet this filmmaker, where I'm gonna go, know how you're gonna meet them, where to go, okay? So am I gonna meet a filmmaker if I go to Regal Cinema, somebody that can fund my film? No. So figuring out where you can meet. I mean, you can meet random people in random places, but sometimes you have to target where they're going to be. Know why you want to stay connected to somebody. Say if you meet, what's your major?
English?
English. Okay. What do you want to do?
Right?
Write? Write what?
Journalism?
Okay. So you might want like a magazine or something like that. Say if you wanted to meet the editor of Time magazine and you meet them. What would you say to them? Do you know that ahead of time?
The portfolio of my work.
Okay, so you come prepared with a portfolio of your work. What else would you do?
Have information about myself and my experience.
Okay, so that's the thing that you have to think about, right? Like, when I meet these right people, how am I going to stay connected? How am I going to make them remember me or want to give me their card or tell them to contact them? And then make sure you invest time in building relationships. So that means not only going to the event, but making time to email, go to follow-up meetings, whatever you need to do to stay. Because building a network isn't about one-time meetings. It's about finding ways to stay connected with somebody so that you can call them and they can call you. Meet people. How do we meet people? So these are all the different ways you can meet people. When you go to class, at work, going to networking events, going to professional development. Like, you all met 2 more people if you introduce each other. Introductions. How many people, one of your friends, have introduced you to somebody? Being introduced. And social media. I've met people randomly social media and end up connecting with them. Next slide. Now, this is one of the most important parts about building your network. Finding a way to stay connected. So, here's the thing about staying connected. Everybody is going to want to communicate you in a different way. And the key is finding what that person is. Do you have a friend that if you call them, they won't pick up, but they'll text you right after you call them? Do you have a person who never picks up the phone, but if you say, let's go to lunch, they'll be there? Okay, so the key to staying connected is knowing what people's style is, how frequently they want to stay in contact, and doing that and honoring that. And then communicating that to you. So how many of you prefer to text or meet in person? So then if you're trying to connect with somebody who's not local, right, your way may to meet in person may to Skype, right, because you can at least see them. So understanding the way you want to stay connected to that person. So think mutual benefit. Relationships are a two-way street. So even if you don't think you give anything to anybody, you can. Like, for example, I have a mentor who I think I don't do anything for him. But he says, seeing me progress, when I listen to his advice, that makes him feel worthwhile, and he's making a contribution to the world. So even something that small can really help somebody have them stay connected. So be a good listener. How many of you all like to talk? How many sometimes you're like, somebody's talking to you and like all you hear is like blah, 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 blah. I don't know what they said. Personally, you may be able to get away with that. Professional, you may burn bridges. So be able to be a good listener. I don't have the best memory. So if you know you don't have a good memory, take notes or find little tricks to help you stay connected. Share information. For example, I have a friend that likes smoothies. So every time Jamba Juice has a sale or Jamba Juice has a free giveaway, I'm like, go to Jamba Juice today. And they go get their smoothie. So even something as small can help people. Share milestones. So everybody has something that they want to celebrate, whether it's small as a graduation, promotion, finishing a project. So be able to pay attention to when those things happen and send a congratulations. Somebody had a baby, their birthday, they got a promotion, they finished this tough project. So be able to celebrate that. And then be a reference. How many of you are like, I'm applying for a job, be my reference? So you want to be people to be able to call on you to help them with their career as well. So you're kind of helping each other. And another thing that's the most important, next slide, build your reputation. So one of the most important things that will get you destroy your reputation is not being a person of your word. Sometimes if you are not absolutely certain you can do something or be somewhere, it's probably better to say no than not show up at all. So whatever you say you're going to do, where you're going to be there. That's super important in professional rate. Be on time. Now, socially, I am late all the time. Professionally, I try to be really on time or no. So say, for example, if you know that you are not a morning person, try not to schedule morning meetings. Or do something like, when I have to be somewhere super early, I wake up 2 hours before I have to be there. It sucks, but you have to learn tricks to make sure you're on time. Be visible. So what this means is when I meet you, so say I am a part of a company that you want to work for. I don't have any openings right now, but you want to stay connected. So you have to make sure I never forget about you. With social media, that's super easy because you can, say congratulations, so make a way where people don't forget about you. If it's, hey, I hadn't talked to you in a while, how you doing? those type of things. And then share updates. So how many of y'all have had something really good happen in the past 2 months? Past 6 months?
Really good as in?
Whatever really good is to you. Something you have said, hooray, I'm proud of myself, I want to celebrate this. Okay. And did you tell people, or you kept it to yourself?
My parents kind of know because it was college acceptance letter.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
I told people.
You told people. Did you tell people?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, in your professional network, it's important to tell people what's going on, because most people in life want you to succeed and they want to see that. Okay? The good thing is you can do that through social media. So let me actually talk about that real quick. For me, I'm not a phone person. I don't really like talking. I like to meet in person, but you can't meet in person everywhere. So social media is a really good way to stay connected. This that I gave you is a guide for social media for your career. This is how you can stay connected to most of your professional network and then build your contacts outside of your immediate area. I have a professional profile. I have what I'm going to do. So these are the way that you can stay connected. Go to connections. So you look, and I have connections different places. How many of you have a LinkedIn profile? This is super important. So the good thing about LinkedIn, it started doing things to help you stay connected. So you can say congrats, you can say happy birthday. And that's a little effort, an app on your phone. Go to the messages, Victoria. So see, I said happy birthday. He told me thanks. I don't think I've seen Brian in a couple of months. So this is a person I haven't emailed him back, but he saw my profile and he just sent me a note. So there are all of these ways that you can kind of stay connected via social media. So see how they have trending, people are having updates. Those are things that you can do, and that's probably the easiest way for you to stay updated and connected. You can join group discussions, all of those things to kind of stay visible. She's hiring, they posted an article. So these are the things that you can do to stay connected. They're announcing an event. So all of these things that people are doing on LinkedIn virtually, and you can do this by email, but it's with LinkedIn or social media easier, just share, like, go about your business and doing that. And then update your status on a regular basis. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to give you the most time to do that, is make your network plan. Think about who you're going to meet, where you will go to meet them, how you're going to stay connected, and how you will keep your network updated. So think about your career goals, like shorter term career goals, right? Whether it's graduate school, where you want to work, probably within the next 2 to 3 years. And that's how you can think about how do you want to add your network. Who do you want to meet, where you're going to go to meet them. Once you meet them, how you're going to stay connected, and then how are you going to keep your network updated. Like, how are you going to keep posting of your events, how are you going to let them know when you need help, those type of things, okay? So, I want to sit here, and each of you all go up and tell us about your plan, who you want to meet, how you think you're going to meet them, and how you're going to stay connected.
Okay. So, I guess if I wanted to become a copy editor, I would want to work with a publishing company, and so I would want to meet probably an editor at the company. I don't know who, maybe I searched for him on People Finder or Pioneer Jobs. So, where we would meet, I would set up a meeting place, maybe through email, and then maybe meet wherever they wanted to meet. And correspond through email until we get a face-to-face meeting. So that's how we would stay connected, like through email and through face-to-face meetings. And how I will upkeep my network, I would update my LinkedIn and my Facebook and make sure there's nothing crazy on them.
For me, I still don't know what I want to do with computer engineering. I might change, but if I wanted to do this, there was one guy in the spring STEM lecture, he was from Cisco, and he offered me if I wanted to get a tour of Cisco to see what computer engineers or other people in that company do. That's probably what I'll do. And I'll probably stay in touch with email, and he has a LinkedIn, so like we can communicate that way.
Okay. Have you connected with him via LinkedIn?
Not yet.
Have you set up the tour yet? Oh, you gotta do that. That is so cool. You get a tour of Cisco. It's nice campus.
Could I share another one? Or?
Yes, you can share another.
And so there's also, I talked to my engineering professor, Professor Lay. There's a senior computer engineering. They have to present their project, and they're having a seminar on that, and on June 5th. So I'll go to that and see if I really want to continue with it or switch.
That's good.
So for who I want to meet, I said professional photographers, because I'm also starting up a photography business. And then health industry workers or employers, whether it's mental, nutritional, or physical health. I'd meet them at events promoting those related topics, fundraisers, or just promotional events, stuff like that. Or events that they're hosting themselves or their company location. And I'd stay in contact by giving them my information or business card, resume, and just keeping up to date with them and like how I'm doing, and just like other events going on, and keeping my network updated. I would just continue doing that over and over. Yeah.
So everybody had a great plan. And so one of the reasons why you do the planning, you don't have to be that formal, is that you want to kind of make sure that you know what you're doing, like when you go to certain events. So like say, you just want to have a plan to build your network, okay? So in conclusion, relationship building is very, very important in your career. And that's really what having a network is about. It's about you go to school, you go to classes, you get the technical expertise that you need. And that qualifies you, right? You got your degree that says you can do this, right? But your network gives you people that can really vouch for you, to help you, because relationship building is a huge component of career and professional development, okay? So the more you have your network, not only do you have people that you can call on, but that can call on you. And then it just opens a whole bunch of doors that you never even thought of. Any questions for me? Well, thank you for attending. The packet is yours. And if you don't mind filling out the survey so we can really see if it helped you, if you want more, if you don't want to do it more. Thank you so much.